Yeah, great. So let's start tonight. I'm really happy to see you all, and I hope you invited all your friends to this interesting call because it's about our children. And for me, children are one of my favorite, let's say, topics to speak about because I think, yeah, it's for mothers and fathers a great responsibility, of course. And I also would even call them nowadays a risk group. And it is sad that I have to say that, but it's really true. They are a risk group and it's a very vulnerable, let's say, group because children really don't know um, or can't, let's say, care for themselves and they really need our advice. They need us to lead them and especially what has to do with their health. It's really our responsibility because the health of a child is really formed in young age. So in the childhood, in the first 7 years, it's really about getting their gut in a good state, getting their health in a good state. So it is our responsibility as mothers and fathers. And just for the people that don't know me, my name is Regina. I'm a physiotherapist. I live in Germany and I'm also working in a clinic for physiotherapy, but also nutritional health and and let's say holistic health, okay, and osteopathy. And I myself am a mom of 3 children. So I guess that's why I also like to speak about this topic. And for me, my own journey with our marvelous company Life Plus and with all this knowledge really started with my children because I thought, okay, now I'm responsible for their health and I'm responsible for the family health. And by the way, yeah, it was just a topic that really started to interest me, especially when I had children then. So I'm happy again to show a little PowerPoint I prepared, and then later, Sally, we will just, it will not take long, the PowerPoint, and then we just speak about maybe even also some experience people already have in the Zoom. And yeah, so I will start now and share my screen. So that is the topic of today, nutrition of our children and what they really need. Yeah. Let me start again with a little bit showing where the problem lies. The German Health Organization and also the English one, it's really about eating the rainbow. There is a campaign that says eat 5 a day, 5 times fresh fruit and vegetable a day, raw, organic, in all the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, raw, organic, and in all the colors of the rainbow. We should not eat beige. We should eat really colorful. And in total, they're talking about 650 grams of raw veg and fruit. So you can ask yourself, are you eating it yourself? And especially, do your children eat that? And if we look at the nutritional pyramids, we should always look at the second level. And the second level is what they should eat. So you can ask yourself, have a look at all these nice fruit and veggies and all these good oils. Do your children eat that every day? Let's go to the English one of the Harvard School of Public Health. Let's go to the second level. Do they eat that the whole every day? Veg, fruit, healthy fats, and whole grain? And very often the answer really is no. And that's why these official nutritional pyramids have included the supplements. Yeah. And that is a very good, let's say, news. Well, even if we could eat the 5 a day raw and eat the rainbow, it is not enough anymore nowadays because this is a campaign that started 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Now we're even more. They say we need to eat 9 portions of fruit and vegetable every day, or even 10 to 12, depending on the country. Okay. Why? Well, because the world has changed, because they don't grow our food anymore like they used to grow it. It's not grown, let's say, in a garden anymore. It is, cultivated under plastic and so on. And that really has a lot of consequences for the nutritional values. This is a source of an Institute of Environmental Medicine in Rostock in Germany. And here you can see that we're not talking about -10 or -20% of some vitamins or minerals. We are talking about -80% of vitamin C in an apple, -92% of vitamin B6 in a banana, -67% in a strawberry, and so on and so on. Yeah, less iron in a spinach, less carrots in a less magnesium in a carrot. Yeah, so all due to, let's say, all due to that the ground is hasn't got, let's say, longer selenium or chromium or whatever kind of minerals, and our way of cultivation is so different nowadays. Yeah, so, well, what do our children eat? Well, do they eat Nutella in your house, or some chocolate sometimes? Do they drink Coke? And here in a German kindergarten, they made examples. How much sugar is in what they daily eat? How much sugar is in tomato ketchup? How much sugar is in an Actimel, which is a kind of a very liquid yogurt they can drink? How much sugar is in Nutella, and so on? So they do eat a lot of sugar. Here again, the same example. Yeah, all the sugar piles here in front of healthy yogurts, and so on. And here from our Spanish, as I lived in Spain also, this says that today a child that is more and the less 8 years old has eaten as much sugar as their grandparents in 100 years. Imagine, 8-year-old child has eaten more sugar than before, if people got 100 years old. And what are the consequences? Well, the consequences are very clear. It's the lifestyle. And you can see that this is not really an active lifestyle anymore. We're talking about obesity, and obesity has a lot of consequences. Not only the diabetes, of course, the diabetes too. It also has a great cancer risk for our children. Mood disorders is a very big point. Depression, anxiety. Yeah. They're sad. They're not active anymore. Yeah. Then heart diseases. Then, of course, later reproductive disorders, liver diseases, hypertension, and so on. You can see it's a vicious circle, and it just has one direction, and that's the direction downwards. Yeah. Here again, conditions caused or worsened in obesity with children. Again, psychosocial, depression, anxiety, poor self-esteem, social isolation, eating disorder, and so on and so on. Endocrine with all the diabetes, cardiovascular, and so on and so on. Yeah, so it's really about to wake up. That's why I say children are a risk group. Here again, our super shelf food, it doesn't even deteriorate. We can close this supermarket for the next 20 years, and in 20 years we reopen the supermarket again, and I'm quite sure that we can still eat the stuff on the shelf. Yeah, so that's so-called shelf food. It's not fresh food anymore. And that it is eatable in 20 years is because it has a lot of ease in there. So it's a lot of conservatives, which in Germany we have a complete book about it. Here you can see the book there. Yeah. And well, of course, it has consequences. And, very often we don't even know that there's so many E's also in our cheese. Did you think there's an E in your cheese or in your chocolate? But yes, they are. So the next problem is, now we give something healthy to our children. We give them cereals. Don't you think cereals are healthy? Of course, they're healthy. So let's give them some cereals. And what do we give them at the same time? We at the same time give them Roundup for breakfast. Roundup, what is that? That is glyphosate, which is used in our how do you say that? How we spray, what we spray on our
weed killer.
Exactly, it's a weed killer. And yeah, so here, and this of course is also a big issue, that we cannot eat clean anymore. So this intoxication through pesticides, herbicides, and so on is also something that we really have to think about. So even if we make the effort and we give them something healthy, we're still, quite wrong in many things. So, well, what are the consequences? Well, children that are not active anymore, a very low performance in school, they are passive, they have mood disorders, they're unhappy, and they're just not fit, yeah? Because micronutrition deficiency is exactly what happens here. We've got a very high density of calories, yeah, so high density of calories in the food of the children, which makes them obese, but a low level of micronutrition. The next big problem is then also the attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, the ADHD, yeah, which also occurs very often. Or also what we do see even more and more is a kind of autism, the Asperger syndrome, which is a mild form of from autism, which is also seen more and more. And we know that, for example, with autism or with the Asperger syndrome, that children have a totally changed microbiome, different colon inhabitants, let's say. Last week or the week before, we had the topic about colon cleansing, if you remember. And this is really what is very important also here with this ADHD disorder, but also with the autism and Asperger syndrome, is really the colon of the children. Super important. But the gut is, anyway, the most important part. Why? Again, I just want to give you the picture again, because the colon is exactly the place, the gut, yeah, is exactly the place where we touch the outside world. We get in touch with the outside world. That's where civilization comes into us. That's why we also have these civilatory diseases. All autoimmune diseases are civilatory diseases, yeah? And that is all coming from the gut, because civilization, the outside world through food, is coming into our inside world. Very important. So the gut is something we always should have a look on, also with our children. Super important, okay? Yeah, healthy lifestyle. Eat the rainbow, because it's full of micronutrition. We need a high density of micronutrition, a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals, a lot of trace elements, ultra trace elements. That's what we really need. And we only find that in colorful, natural, if we can, ecological food. And then our children need fibers. The gut needs fibers. It needs to be cleansed, mechanically cleansed by these fibers. Yeah. And the fiber intake is super important for a good colon health. And we understood now that the colon is where the health just begins, where our immune system is, and where the whole health starts. Okay. Then we need omega-3 fatty acids, which are crucial, really crucial for the brain development and the brain function of our children. There are so many studies and books about omega-3 fatty acids, and we have such an immense lack. I would say every child is lacking omega-3 fatty acids, surely, and every child is also lacking vitamin D, like Dora. And we really recommend a daily dose on omega-3 fatty acids. And, it's so difficult also to eat it. I look at the picture. Yeah. So what should they eat? Nuts and avocado and seeds and stuff. Okay. I'm really happy with that. But I also you can see the salmon. Salmon used to be full of omega-3 fatty acids, but all this, how the salmon today is brought up, yeah, in these fish ponds, I don't know how to say sell in English, yeah, but this is, you cannot eat them anymore. We cannot recommend. In Germany, the doctors in the TV are really telling the mothers and the fathers or the people not to eat any salmon anymore. highly polluted fish that is not eatable nowadays. And by the way, because the salmon has been bred, or how you say, in a very funny form, they are not full of omega-3 fatty acids at all anymore. Also, this has changed. Yeah. So salmon is really damaging. You cannot eat it anymore. That is really my message. Very important also for you to know. Otherwise, fatty fish has omega-3 fatty acids. Yeah. But I think there is no way around supplementing omega-3 fatty acids nowadays. Okay, so we've got the choice. Either we feed, that was the word, we feed our children with burgers and then we'll have this result, or we try to help them to eat healthily, because our metabolic system in our cell, this is a cell, and here it's German, I know, but here you can see 90 different things my cell wants to eat, 90 different minerals and ultra trace elements, blah, blah, they want to eat, that they can produce ATP, which is energy. Yeah. So we have to make sure that our children do eat that. What else do they need? Exercise, of course, and fun. Yeah, so they need to do sports, which is exercise. Yeah, they have to get off the sofa. The most dangerous furniture is the sofa. And the most dangerous furniture in front of the sofa is the TV. Yeah. And the most dangerous furniture in a children's room is a TV or these Xboxes or whatever. Children need to go out, they have to exercise, and they have to have fun with other children. That means they have to play, yeah, which also is super, super crucial. Also for their social behavior then in the end. So we parents should think how the health of our children should look in 20 years. Yeah, how will the health of our children look in 20 years? That's our responsibility. We'll not see it directly, we'll see it definitely in 20 years. Okay. Yeah, so what can we do? We can give them colorful food with a lot of vitamins and minerals. And there is no way to not supplement children, and there is no way for not cleansing children with the colon cleansing. And I mean, I guess our company, Sally, has amazing programs for that and amazing products. And maybe you want to say something to the company first of all.
Yeah, because it breaks my heart, because people are wasting so much money on vitamins that don't work. They think they're doing the right thing. They're going to the chemist, they're going to the health shop, they're buying vitamins, they're buying omega-3s. A couple of months ago on Telegram, there was actually a couple of videos going around of people buying omega-3 capsules, cutting the top off and pouring them on polystyrene, and they were actually burning a hole in the polystyrene. People are giving these things to their children thinking that they're doing the right thing. I, hand on heart, believe we have the best products because there are so many factors taken into account. But Dr. Dwight McKee, who's our scientific director, he was using naturopathic medicine alongside his oncology 30 years ago. He was one of the first doctors in America to have an integrative practice. For 12 years, he went back and studied fully in immunology, hematology, and functional and internal medicine and nutrition. So he's our scientific director. He's got 5 board certified doctorate titles, so 5 ologies to you and I. They recognized a long time ago that they could see that prescriptions were on the rise, but health was on the decline. They knew it was linked to our diets. They knew that gap was going to widen worldwide. And every sickness, illness, disease, condition, call it what you like, comes down to 3 things, and that's acidity in the body, poor gut health, and lack of key vital nutrients. And we have to address all 3 things. Now, if you follow the money trail, the majority of vitamin companies are actually owned by Big Pharma, and they don't want us being healthy because they want us to be reliant on pharmaceutical drugs. So they're full of artificial colours, artificial flavours, especially children's vitamins. When you get anything liquid or, you know, the bright orange colours in most vitamins, they've got artificial colour, artificial flavour, artificial sweetener. And even the so-called vitamin can be from a really poor synthetic source. So it's not going to absorb into a human cell. So we have in the UK Haleb Orange, I can just think off the top of my head, and people are giving them to their children. They literally might as well just pour them down the toilet because that's actually where they're going to end up. So for something to be of any benefit, it needs to be from organic plant-based, that they need to be tested for heavy metals and contaminants, because natural isn't enough. There's a lot of vitamin companies out there that profess to be natural, but natural doesn't mean that it's not full of insecticides, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, heavy metals. So we test every batch of ingredients for heavy metals and contaminants. They also need to be cold processed. And if something isn't cold processed, that means that heat has been used in production. So it's like cooking vegetables. You kill off the vitamins. And actually, I don't know any other company that uses cold processing for the supplements. They also need to be bioavailable. And that means absorbable into the cell. So we have an ingredient in every product called Phytozyme that comes from over 30 different vegetable and herb enzymes. It's that makes the cell wall permeable so that 100% of the nutrient or the vitamin can absorb into the cell. That's a science in itself, getting a vitamin into a cell. We address gut health. The products help to make us alkaline. So we're addressing all the problems. And the other thing that people don't realise is that, you know, when Regina was talking about the fruits and vegetables, and we buy fruit because we think we're doing the right thing for our children, but an orange within 2 days has lost 50% of its vitamin C. Within a week, it's lost all of it. None of us are eating oranges straight from the tree. Apples can be kept in cold storage for 4 years before we even get them in our supermarkets. So there's very definitely no nutrients in them. And then the other thing is, because our fruit and vegetables is coming from abroad, it's not from the organic farm down the end of the road, they're picked underripe to survive long journeys. So the nutrients haven't even developed. So 5 a day isn't enough, 10 a day isn't enough, 20 a day isn't enough. And then the other thing to think about with fruits and vegetables is that vitamins work like the links of a bracelet. That's how I describe it. And there's over 90 that need to be in place to work synergistically. And if 1 or 2 or 3 of those links are missing, the whole bracelet breaks down. So you cannot get all of those vitamins and minerals from food. Even if we were eating organically and eating it raw straight from the ground, it's just not possible. So it's lovely to know that we've got really good nutrients, and that's why we see such amazing results. You know, I feel really privileged to know what I know and to have access to what I've got access to. And I wish I'd known about Life Plus when my children were young, that's for sure. But I think every child, really needs, we need to take responsibility for their health. So yeah, that's what, you know, that's what I think about Life Plus, really. So I think Regina's going to share now some of the products that we can take or that the children can take.
Exactly. Yeah, you're very, very right. I also feel very privileged. And I used to try out supplements before I knew Life Plus, and I was always changing and buying here and buying there. Since I started with Life Plus, we had so incredible results that I never stopped again. So I'm with this company really 14 years, and I never stopped taking their products, and I never changed again because they really make the difference feelable. Yeah. So let's dig a little bit into what a part that our children eat healthily. And healthy eating is so simple, because just go in, think about what did your ancestors eat from a garden? Yeah. What did they eat? Lettuce and everything that is, you know, growing outside, fruit and vegetable and so on. So, but they do need nutrients. And let's start with the little ones. I mean, Life Plus has got the yummies. I don't know, some of you might know them. These, how do you call them, gummy bears? These chewable. Yeah, chewable, multivitamin and multi-mineral. They're lovely in taste. And I've got 3 children that are adult, but if I've got that at home, because sometimes I even buy it for my mother, who is 91 years old and hasn't got any teeth anymore. So she is also taking them. So it's not only for children, you can see. But if I've got them at home, I have to hide them from my 25 and 22-year-old children because they love it. They're really nice and they're really great in how, let's say, how they provide the natural ingredients for our children here. Then the Vitasaurus, they are, let's say, for children that are a little bit older, maybe, yeah, and they are also great, let's say, with the vitamin D here, which children need to grow their bones and so on. So there's a little difference, but I would say these chewable ones are for smaller ones, and then they are also chewable, but a little bit harder for children that are already a bit older.
Let me just add
Yeah.
something about the yummies. Go back to the yummies. It says
Mhm.
on the pot from 2 years. That's
Yeah.
just really to cover themselves with choking.
Oh,
But what you can do for little babies is that you can, in the yummies, you can actually dilute them in lukewarm water. I wouldn't put them in hot water because it will kill the nutrients, but in lukewarm water, you can dilute them and they can actually drink them then out of a sippy cup. So little children are okay to take them as well.
great. Oh, great idea. Yeah, really true. Yeah, exactly. Then, of course, we have, let's say, our basic product, our cell nutrition with the daily and the TVM. And I know children who take that. I will show you later some children who take the daily. Yeah, it's just a question of how I speak about this magic juice. Yeah, I mean, I speak about magic juice that lets the muscles grow, and I love it. And for me, it's yummy, yummy. And then the children see it and they want the same. Yeah, I mean, it's all about education of our, how do you call the inside of our mouth where we taste everything?
Buds.
Yeah, it's all about the education of them, because they can also like dailies, and especially if you put it into a mixer with nice fruit, with a banana, and whatever, the children love it, and they don't have to drink an amount. Yeah, a little glass would even be enough. Yeah. If they don't like the daily, they can take the TVM Plus, and you can also grind them, as you said, Sally. You can grind them here and then put them in a juice and drink them. And then our great omega-3 fatty acids, we have them vegan and not vegan, which is for me the cleanest and best source of omega-3 fatty acids for the brain, because the composition, how Dr. Dwight McKee, let's say, formulated them is just really amazing. The relation between DHA and DHA and EPA, I have to say it in German, is really incredible. So they are outstanding. Yeah. And there are also studies, if you've got people who are pregnant in your family, studies that show absolutely clearly that if pregnant women do take omega-3 fatty acids in their pregnancy, the development of the child's brain is different and really enhanced, let's say. Okay, so our basic product, yeah, that is cell nutrition plus omega-3 fatty acids. But then we also have the proanthanols, which I want to mention, as of course we all know it's an antioxidant. But you know what? Do children have asthma? Do you know children with asthma? Children with asthma should take our proanthanols. It's amazing with asthma, really amazing, yeah. Or with skin issues, it's amazing with skin issues. Proanthanols is an all-rounder. It can help so many the body to, let's say, deal with asthma, with skin issues. So Life Plus even has a children proanthanols, which is the proanthanols 50 milligrams. Yeah, so a real great antioxidants, which I think children can definitely need nowadays. Then the micromints. Dr. Dwight McKee always mentioned the vitamins when he spoke about children, always, because this has these, let's say, high quality trace and ultra trace minerals that provides the whole body with the growth of the bones and everything. Yeah, so that is super for children. That would be the mineral part. Then also, yeah, you could maybe boost them for 3 months. You will, if your child is growing quickly, then just give him 3 months either Calmac or Micromints, yeah, to help them. Well, then a good oil again, the evening primrose oil. My story I have for the evening primrose oil, my daughter, when she then started with a period, as these essential fatty acids do have they have something to do with the components of, let's say, hormone-like substances. For me, the evening primrose oil is like the wellness product for women and for girls. And when she started off with her period and with pain and everything, with a premenstrual syndrome, then of course she was taking evening primrose oil, and she knew how to deal with it. She just took she started off with 4 and then again with 4. Now she's around 8 of these pearls. They're oil pearls, and she just takes them, and then she knows in 20 minutes her pain of her PMS is gone. Yeah, premenstrual syndrome is gone. So, and then of course it's good for, you know, the skin if they have some pimples, and it's really great. She just bites them in the back, yeah, and then puts it on the skin, and then the rest of the capsule she's swallowing. Again, the colon cleansing. We spoke about it 2 weeks ago, but that is crucial. Children need to cleanse their colon. As I said, everything begins in the gut. So if you do a colon cleansing twice a year, spring and autumn, children should do that. If they're small, just half the dosage. You know that all these dosages we have is for a person around 60 kilograms. So if your child weighs 30, just give them half of the dosage then, yeah? So that is also important. And then after every antibiotic treatment, if they need antibiotic treatment because they have tonsillitis or whatever, you have to build up their colon with these good bacteria. Again, that is a must. And there is, you know, some doctors say, yeah, just give them a yogurt, that's enough. No, they really need this amazing product where they have got 10 billion good bacteria from 14 different families, 14 different strains to really build their colon again. And they have to take it over months. Yeah, really plural, 4 months, 5 months. They need to build it up. Very good. Some there are doctors that say one antibiotic treatment can damage the colon for 4 years. So please be thoroughly in that building up the colon of your children after the treatment. Let's go to results. I mean, who knows the story about Valentino? Valentino was born like this with a dermatitis, a very, very, let's say, inflammatory way dermatitis. Poor little boy, and that of course is scratching and scratchy and everything, yeah. And first of all, the mother wrote Dr. Dwight McKeon. He gave her the idea to, because she was breastfeeding, to take a high amount of products and through her milk give it to the baby. And she had in the story, you can ask for the story, the person who invited you, because there is a proper story the mother wrote, and she's really talking about days where she could see how the skin of her baby boy changed, and then later she even dared to give it to him, the omega-3 fatty acids and a little bit of the Coagulin she gave to him, and then he had a really good poo, and then his skin could then suddenly relax more, because again, skin has a lot to do with the gut again. Yeah, and there is another testimonial in our Facebook group I can show you later, where there's again about skin and a baby that had skin issues after being vaccinated for the first time, and then also with this omega-3 fatty acids, the Coagulin and everything, building up the gut and helping the omega-3 fatty acids, they are working on the skin level also in a very anti-inflammatory way, and that's why this really helps here. So Valentino is happy till today. He's a happy boy. Look, that's still him. So, we're not talking about that it helped for 1 month or it helped for 2 months. It helped for years, yeah, over years. And look at his skin. I mean, that is really amazing, yeah. Now here there is I translated it from the German. So this is Marion. Marion is a girl that has Down syndrome, and she started the metabolic reset and she lost 12 kilos. Okay. And then she continued with the Anchor products and she kept her weight very good, but that is not the main result, the main result is her immune system. And her immune system was so much strengthened that the next winter that came, she didn't have a bronchitis and she didn't have a pneumonia, which she always had the winters before. Yeah. And she's also operated on the heart. So she had a heart and a lung surgery. And but she could overcome everything really very well. And her mother says that also with the Omegold, the connection, the brain connections, the connections in her brain are working differently, and she really has a lot of benefit from this. Let's say the brain, the cognitive side also, and yeah, they had really good results. And she's happy. She says that she's happy that people with challenges or disabled people also can benefit so much from our amazing products, not only on the skin level, not only on the weight level, also on, let's say, the cognitive level, which is so important. Yeah. And here it's about the ADHD. It's about a medication that is given in Germany, which is called Medikinet. And Medikinet is a form of Ritalin, which is also given, a drug that is given to children that are suffering ADHD. And here a mom says, I have to tell you something this morning. It touched me deeply. The son, who's 9 years old, who normally takes, who hasn't taken the Medikinet for 3 weeks now, she gave him proanthanols and brain formula and Omegold, is going well. It's going well at school because he was, of course, problematic in school. And this morning when he woke up, he was in a very good mood. Yeah, to go back to the mood point of our products also, he was in a very good mood. And when the mother asked him why, he just simply said, because life is beautiful. And the mother was telling that he wasn't, in a good mood and wasn't happy at all the month and the years before, and that was just an amazing change. So again, it's not only the skin, it's not only the weight, it is our mood, it's our happiness, it's our activity in the end. And another testimonial of a lady also with a child suffering ADHD is also her son took Medikinet, which is a type of Ritalin. And she is grateful that she got a book in her hands, which is written in German. It's like the translation would be like smart food. Yeah. And after she read it, she replaced the medication, the drug, with, let's say, our products, which is brain formula, Omgold, proanthanols, and TVM. And for other children here. So then a result of a boy, he's 14, he lost 5 kilos. So he was really happy with that. And another one who also lost kilos, and he's really happy, his confidence. I mean, he is now an adolescent boy. It has a lot to do with the confidence, of course, of the children also. Again, the skin, young lady. She started with colon cleansing, of course, and then went on to our anchor products, combined with the skin formula then later. So again, we can change from the inside to the outside. Psoriasis, maybe you know people with psoriasis. That's not now a hint from a child, but psoriasis, my husband, for example, is an example with psoriasis, and after the colon cleansings we are doing twice a year, it has changed amazingly. It's not his hands, but here a hand of a woman that has also changed. Look at the hands. I mean, that is really amazing. Yeah, up to the fingernails, which were damaged through and over years. Yeah, we're really here talking about years, and she also just has amazing results. So, I mean, there is a lot of information and a lot of good books. I always want to mention Andreas Job, who wrote the book Vitamins, Life's Hidden Miracle, which is an amazing book to read. Then there is a very good CD in our bookshop, which is spoken by a doctor, Dr. Jackson Stockwell, with the title A Long and Healthy Life, The Secret. Really a good CD with amazing information that it's really an eye-opener, this CD. Yeah? Then here, a little brochure with the OPC, which is our product Proanthanols, and another book written by a doctor and a dentist. He speaks about L-arginine, which is our X-cell, the OPC, which is our proanthanols, and the pH balance would be our pH plus, or the micromints, and the Calmac, which work on the mineral part. So you can see that there is a lot of information out there, and I want to finish with the great, let's say, words of our Dr. Dwight McKee, who says, it's called holistic medicine, but it has more to do with avoiding the need for medicine and now it's about lifestyle, by eating well, by keeping a positive state of mind, and by staying active. Yeah, this is where the word Life Plus formula is coming from. This is really well-being. This is really lifestyle medicine. And yeah, I think we should really listen to his words. He's an amazing doctor with all these ologies, Sally told us, and we are really enjoying his profound knowledge about holistic nutrition, about holistic medicine. And that's why our products we get these profound results also, which I never experienced before with any products I was taking, especially not on the psoriasis of my husband. Yeah, because that was something that was not treatable. He was always the same with his psoriasis, and with the Life Plus products and the colon cleansing, we really had an immense change. So yeah, I think, again, to come back to the children, it is a risk group, yes, but we have got the knowledge in our hands now, and we are sharing the knowledge here in the Zooms that we can really provide our children with a healthy nutrition, although the world has changed outside, and in a very yummy way. So, is there anybody who would, first of all, has questions, or even maybe a good story? I don't know if Manuela, you've got a good story or a testimonial of children, or whoever is in Zoom, then we could. Sally, Manuela, can you unmute yourself?
Let me change the
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Manuela.
Okay.
Oh, I've just muted her again. Sorry, Manuela. Can you unmute yourself?
No, no problem. Yeah, thank you for all this knowledge. And I'm part of these parents who thought the food is enough. And I first started with this natural functional food, because I call it functional food because it is food. And the funny thing was, when my son was 3 years old and he saw that I every day did my daily bio basics. So once in the morning, he just asked me, "Mom, can I also try that?" And so he for him, it was very funny to do on his own with the shaker, his daily. So he started with 3 years old, and for him, since he's 3 years old, it's just food. And once after a few months, I think I have been a few days without the dailies because the box didn't come. And then he was sitting on the toilet and he said, "Oh, Mom, I think I need my daily very quickly." So even the children can feel the difference of the nutrients and of the fiber, because there are a lot of constipated children and babies. So I think it's very important to grow healthy children. And after the dailies, we introduced a lot of other things, and he just learned to serve himself on everything was on the shelf. And one of the products, the most hated product, is, I think, the Paracleanse. And Mario, he loved the Paracleans because always when he felt, oh, my ass is itching, so he just straight went to the Paracleans from on his own, and he knew that this is good for his parasites. So I think there's so many good testimonials we can share here, and help the children to grow healthy. I think that's the most important thing. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Who else would like to share?
Emma?
Hi.
Hi.
So, my daughter Olivia, I started taking the product myself, and then we've had to be really slow with her since she was diagnosed with autism ADHD in 2020, and obviously looking back through her childhood, I can see where, like you, we would have tried different products, but maybe not the right products or not enough. So she's 12 now, but she struggles to take tablets. So she tends to do like a smoothie with the Daily Biobasics and the support tabs, because she had a lot of anxiety around school, obviously like hormone issues, and the difference in her taking them, and obviously just for her when it's time in the month as well, things like that. But we're getting to the stage where we're breaking up bit and she's starting to take tablets slowly. So we're getting there, and it's a journey, and it's getting her to reach for them herself, and even for my son as well. But the difference in her mood, and also I think it's quite nice. You know, often she'll be like, "Mum, let's go make this together. Let's go." It's nice to have that with the children, for them to see you doing it and to then want to take part in it with you. It's really nice.
Does she still take the mango Amiga? Because we do a mango flavoured Amiga in a bottle that you can just pour on a spoon. Does she still take that?
She does. We sometimes alternate that. She does like the chewies, but that's what I mean. Sometimes her taste will change a little bit. But yes, we get the bottle. It's good, and it's better. Obviously, in the fridge, it's cold, and I'm like, right, just do it quickly. The difference in her, it's phenomenal.
Oh, it's lovely.
That's lovely. That's really great. And you know what I also forgot? There is also this children with epilepsy, which they also have a lot of difference with a high omega-3 fatty acid intake. Yeah. Very important one too. They really also need omega-3 fatty acids and brain formula. We also have got good results with that. Yeah. If you hear something in your, let's say, community about that. And it's also, there also a diet change to a ketogene diet, to really a diet high in omega-3 fatty acids and protein help the children a lot. They really should avoid the carbs also. Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Emma.
I have one story I can tell you. Okay, it's actually Virpi who's on the Zoom, but she has problems with the voice in the Zoom today. It was 2 years ago when she started herself with the Life Plus, and just the same day when she received the first Daily Biobasics, the nurse from the school phoned her that her son has this acne in all over the body, and she recommended that he should go to the doctor and start with antibiotics. And the mother said, no, we start with another natural product now, and we first do this. And in 1 week's time, the acne was totally over in 7 days with Daily Biobasics. But then after, the problem was that here in the front, he had a lot of scars after acne of a long time. And by surprise, they tried with the Wonder Gel. And with Wonder Gel, the scars, they disappeared from the skin. So it changed the life, because a young boy who wanted to go out with girls, and he said, I'm a walking pimple and no girls don't look at me, and Daily Biobasics and Wonder Gel changed his life. This was a fantastic result.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so
Happened
much.
in Finland. Yeah.
Yeah, great, great. Yeah, look, we can gather experiences all over the world. That is really amazing. I also want to share something with you because we also, oops, what do I do? Wait a second, I didn't want that. We also have, we also gather, how do you say, testimonials in a Facebook group in Germany, and it is called Life Plus from Builder Onwards. And look here, you can see all the young children, 21 months, this little boy drinking daily. Okay, yeah, look how good. And another here also, this little girl she is licking a vitamin C. She just is 1 year old. She also takes daily Pro-Antenol and Omegold. I will not show you the videos now. Here how these children grind their products because they're taking it grinded. This little boy is also taking the Omegold. So look, you can see all these children taking their vitamins and minerals from Life Plus. This one is also taking a daily. And here somebody is taking, you can see 2 yummies and also some of the tablets, or how Manuela says, the functional food here on the table. So we have got here a lot of videos how they drink a triple protein shake and the daily, for example, and they love it. And so on and so on. And look at this one. This is Valentino when he was very small. That is Valentino when he was really very small. And he was taking his Omegold, and he was even biting the Omegold. And I mean, it's fish oil, eh? And look how he's got it here, and now he's biting up in the mouth, and he just bites it now, and then he swallows it. You know, we as parents should not say, "Oh, that is yuck." We should really celebrate him. Look how he's chewing his Omegold, yeah, and amazing. It's really amazing. So. And all these children, can you see, incredible. So maybe that is a good part to finish the Zoom. Let's make the community bigger. Oh, Gail, you've got a question. Oops, where are you? Here you
Yes,
are.
thank you.
Yes.
Just a quick thing. My son used to do that with omega-3s. He's always chewed them. He doesn't swallow them. He physically puts them in his mouth and bites them. So when you said that, I'm like, yep, that's my child.
That is good. That is great, because a lot of people say it's disgusting with the oil, but I mean, they do a good job with all the thyme and the rosemary and all these essential oils they put in. I think it's a quite tasty one. Great,
Quick
Gail.
question though. Thank you to the gentleman who mentioned about the daily bio basics for acne and then the Wonder Gel. Do we get the Wonder Gel in the UK? Do we? Okay, so what would you suggest? My son has a lot of acne on his forehead, and obviously he's just starting with these products. So what would be the recommendation to start him off when he's never used any of these before? What would be the right products for him to start with?
I mean, if you ask me, Gail, it's autumn now. It's time for the colon cleansing, because spring and autumn in the Chinese medicine is time to detox. I don't know how old he is and how much kilos he weighs, but I would start, if it's my son, I would say, like, come on, we do together. I always do with the children together. Yeah, you have to walk with him.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
start
16.
16. Oh, great. Yeah, I would do the metabolic reset with him with the Kojolin and the Paracleanse and the MSM. And then once he cleansed and drank a lot of water and so on, then I would really like, I think, Eric, you said the daily is always important. Yeah, it's always the colon, the cleansing part, the daily, and if you can, the Pro-Anthenols and the omega-3 fatty acids. I mean, that would be great. It depends on how much you want to invest, let's say, into his health and skin. But the Anchor products would be great after a colon cleansing.
We call them the base products. We used to call them
Base.
the products, yeah.
You don't say that anymore?
No.
I learned that from you, eh?
What, anchor or base?
Anchor products.
Really? That's what
Yeah,
I said 8 years ago.
yeah,
We
exactly.
we say base products now.
Okay, good.
It's
Very
like
good.
yeah.
I don't even know what an anchor is. I always thought, what is an anchor product? You know how I write it? ANCHOR.
Yeah.
Oh, is that true? Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
An anchor is like you have on a boat that you throw over that
Okay.
anchors you in. I don't know why they called them the anchor products.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Easy to say the other one. Okay. Wait, I have to stop the recording, by the way. Ach, wie mache ich das?